So let's say we have something like 24 times 36, right? We set it up the same way, where we have 24, and we put it on top, and we do 36 at the bottom. Now, the first step to doing this, it's going to be the same thing we always did before. So for now, I want you to like ignore this 3 and then just solve this.
Is it 144?
144, yep. Then let me just erase this one. All right, so we did the first part, right? Now this time, I want you to ignore the 6 and just solve 24 times 3.
Is it 72?
72, that's right. And now, so this is where it gets a bit different from what we've been doing. So the first step to doing this is solving for this number. So we have the 6, right? And then we multiply to this 24. That's what you first did. And then the second time, we multiplied by the 3, right?
Yeah.
That's how we got 144 and 72. But what's different about this one is that with the 72, we actually had a 0 here. And that's because since this 3 is in the tens digit place, that means that this number is actually smaller than it should be. So we have to add the 0 here. Because this number would be 24 times 30. If we're multiplying 24 by 30, then this would be the number. But since it's in the 6 here, it's more than 30. So we're also adding this number. So pretty much what we're doing is adding these two numbers up. Okay, so we have 4, 6, and then 8.
Yeah.
So every time you're adding like this, like the second number, always be sure to add a 0 here, or like bring down a 0.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try one more. Let's do. I'll just go over this one with you one more time, and then the next one I want you to do it on your own, all right?
Okay.
So we have 33 times 27. So first things first, let's multiply just this.
Is it 231?
231, that's right. Let me just get rid of this one. 231. Now let's do this number.
That would be 66, but with the 0 will be 660.
Yeah, that's right. And then we just add them up.
And that will be 891.
That's right. Good job. Now this time let's try a 3-digit unit times a 2-digit unit or number. So let's do something like 333 times 78. Let's try something like this. So 303 times 78. This is pretty much the same thing what we did before, except we have an extra number to multiply now. So instead of just this, we now have to do this. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So let's do 3 times 8. We get 24. 0 times 8 is just 0, but we still have a 2. So we can do 0 plus 2, then we get 2. And then 8 times 3 is 24. So we get 2,424 for our first line. Cross out the 2, just so there's no confusion, and add a 0. So let's do 7 times 3. That's going to be 21. Put a 1 down here, and then we put another 2 on top. 0 times 7 is 0, and then 0 plus 2 is 2, so we have a 2 here. And our final multiplication is 7 times 3, so we get 21. And then we add them all up. 4, 3, 6, 3, and a 2. So we end up with 23,634. 456 times, so 27. 456 times 27. So let's do 6 times 7, 42, right? And then 7 times 5 is 35. So we do 35 plus 4, 39. Since we have an extra number, we put the 3 up here on top of the 4. And then we do 7 times 4, 28. And then 28 plus 3, that's 31. So our first line, we get 3,192. Let's cross out the top numbers, add a 0. And then let's start the second line. We do 6 times 2, so that's 12. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1, that's 11. And then 4 times 2, that's 8, plus 1 is 9. Let's add them all up. 2, this is 11. We add a 1 up there. This will be 3. And then this will be 12. So we get 12,312.